Good afternoon, this is Marcel Book and I will be discussing this specific phobia under anxiety disorder. Before we move on with our discussion, let us have a brief recall. What is phobia nga ba? I am sure we already heard this term phobia, particularly during our undergrad years. So when we say specific phobias, it is an excessive, means sobra or extreme, unreasonable, yung tipong kung titignan mo yung kinatakutan, parang hindi naman worth it katakutan. And people suffering from specific phobia are aware na unreasonable yung kanilang fear. However, andun pa rin yung extreme anxiety nila. And it is persistent. Ibig sabihin kung may phobia ka sa snake today, bukas takot ka pa rin sa snake. So, it's triggered by a specific object or situation, kaya nga, it's a specific phobia. Phobia is long-lasting also. So, tumatagal talaga siya. And what happens nga ba if an individual is merong phobia? So, people with a specific phobia demonstrate or feel intense physical and psychological reactions. So, when we say physical, ito yung mga nawawala ng malay, tumataas ang blood pressure, sumisigaw, and etc. Ang psychological naman, ito yung super anxious na. So, phobia affects an individual's ability to function normally. So, kumbaga, dahil meron silang kinatatakutan, minsan hindi na sila nakakapag-function ng maayos. For instance, I have read a case before na kumbaga, itong businessman is takot siya sa mga public transport. So, ang ginagawa niya is naglalakad siya papunta doon sa business site nila. And dahil nga naglalakad siya, ang nangyayari, nalilate siya. So, pagdating niya na doon, konti na lang yung matitrabaho na. So, hindi na normal yung kanyang pagiging functionally productive. So, ito yung nangyayari sa isang individual with specific phobia. Alright, let's move on to the criteria of specific phobia. So, one is that it is a disproportionate and immediate fear relating to a specific object or situation. Another diagnostic criteria is that objects or the situation are avoided or are tolerated with intense fear of anxiety or anxiety. Another is that symptoms cannot be explained by other mental disorders and persist for at least 6 months. So bago ma-diagnose ng phobia is the symptoms must persist for at least 6 months. And then, the phobia causes significant distress and difficulty in performing social or occupational activities. Katulad ng case na I've already mentioned, kanina lang hindi siya nakapag-function na maayos, and then meron ding social impairment, meron ding distress. Okay, and for further understanding on this diagnostic criteria, encourage you to study and read the newly updated DSM-5. And there are types of specific phobia. We have animal. Example of feared objects is yung mga snakes, insects, and associated characteristics is generally begins during childhood. So natural environments, storms, heights, water. So nag-start din siya during childhood. And another type of phobia is blood injection injury or other invasive medical procedures naman yung kinatatakutan. And it runs in families, profile of heart rate slowing and possible fainting when facing feared stimulus. So ito yung mga takot sa injection, kumbaga when they are faced with the injection, nawawala na lang sila ng malay. And another type of phobia is situational. Examples of the feared objects is public transportations, tunnels, bridges, elevators, flying, driving close spaces. So it tends to begin either in childhood or in mid-20s naman. And other types of phobia are choking, contracting an illness, others, children fear of loud sounds, loud, and others. Kasama dito sa others yung mga fear of downs and etc. Alright, let's move on to the psychoanalytic perspective of phobia. So according to this perspective, Phobia is a defense against the anxiety produced by the repressed id impulses. So, kumbaga, is our defense daw against yung mga na-repress na impulses. And it is based largely on the theories of repression and displacement. Phobia also is a product of unresolved conflicts between the id and the superego. And yung unresolved conflicts na to is galing pa from childhood experiences. Kumbaga yung mga traumatic experiences noong bata ay kinalimutan na lang o di kaya in-store doon sa depths of the unconscious. That is why many phobics appear unable to recall any trauma or aversive conditioning experience at the time of the onset of their phobia. So kung hindi nare-repress yung conflict na yon, it is being displaced doon sa feared object or situation. According to this perspective also, the function of phobias was to avoid confrontation with the real underlying issues. Katulad na lang sa case ni Little Hans, yung real issue talaga is yung unresolved conflict, repressed conflict niya. Kumbaga, yun talaga naman yung totoong issue pero takot siya doon sa horse. Sabi ni Freud, ang phobia daw is a defense against repressed id impulse. At ang object or situation na kinatatakutan ng mga individual with specific phobia is not the original source of the anxiety. Halimbawa na lang, yung mga takot sa mga dolls, hindi naman talaga sila takot sa dolls. Pero, itong doll na to, merong kinalaman, merong symbolic relevance doon sa traumatic experience nila. So, yung doll na to, it only possess a relevance, symbolic relevance to the repressed id impulse. Moving on, in the perspective of cognitive, there is a plentiful evidence that anxious individuals selectively allocate processing resources to threatening stimuli than non-threatening stimuli. So dahil yung kanilang information processing ay nagfo-focus lang, na-allocate nila doon sa threatening stimuli, there is now a reduced processing capacity. So madalas daw, yung positive aspect ng stimuli ay hindi na nabibigyang pansin. Furthermore, persons with phobia have exaggerated perception of threat to personal domains. Yung exaggeration yung kanilang perception, yung feeling nila endangered sila palagi. Also, phobic patients have dysfunctional phobic beliefs. These beliefs normally contain information about why they think the phobia is threatening and how to react when they are in the phobic situation. For example of dysfunctional phobic beliefs is that, hala, nakakatakot naman talaga yung ahas, paano kung habulin ako? So, kumbaga meron na silang set phobic beliefs doon sa object or situation. Pag nagsama ang dysfunctional phobic beliefs and exaggerated perception of threats, so halimbawa, nakakatakot naman talaga yung ahas, paano kung habulin ako? Pag tumakbo ako, hindi ko alam kung saan ako pupunta. O di kaya sa sobrang bilis ko sa pagtakbo, dadaan ako sa kalsado, hindi ko mapapansin, may dadaan pala sa sakyan, hindi mababangga ako. So, parang ganon. So, dysfunctional and they have exaggerated perception of threat sa kanilang personal domains. Next, let's move on to the behavioral perspective. In this perspective, it explains naman how the phobia is acquired. Paano nangyaring si Little Albert takot sa rat? Ang totoong kinatatakutan niya is yung loud nose. So in this perspective, phobia is acquired through association between a neutral stimulus, example na lang yung kay Little Albert, yung white rat, and an unconditioned stimulus, which is the loud nose, which result in a new stimulus response being learned. Let us look at the case of Little Albert. So dito sa conditioning na to, in the behavioral perspective, itong si Little Albert, hindi naman siya takot dito sa white rat. Pero, takot siya dito sa loud nose. At the first stage of the experiment, pinakita sa kanya yung white rat. Wala siyang reaction. Second stage, may malakas na ingay. Bang! Umiyak siya or di kaya natakot siya. And at the third stage, pinakita sa kanya yung rat, white rat. At the same time, may malakas na ingay. Bang! Then pinakita din yung white rat. So umiyak siya kasi takot siya doon. Takot siya dito sa loud noise. Ngayon, at the last stage of the experiment, pinakita sa kanya yung white rat. Umiyak na ngayon siya. So, na-associate niya yung loud noise dito sa white rat. Kaya kahit nung una, hindi naman talaga siya takot sa white rat. Pero dahil, kumbaga na-condition siya na merong association tong dalawa, loud noise at white rat, takot na ngayon siya sa white rat. So, that is how the phobia is being acquired according to this perspective. Kung si classical, it explains the initiation of phobia, si operant conditioning naman explain the maintenance of phobia. So in the perspective of operant conditioning, phobia is an escape to something that is unpleasant, which is known as negative reinforcement. So according to operant conditioning, the avoidance response is being reinforced. So dahil takot sa snake or takot sa object na yun, iiwas siya sa mga places na pwede niya ma-encounter yung snake. So what will happen is that the phobia is maintained. Walang confrontation baga, puro avoidance na lang. So the tendency is the phobia will likely to occur again in the future. So dito napapasok probably yung need i-expose yung patient to confront his or her fears. So, eto naman, operant conditionings explains yung maintenance ng phobia. So, during the therapy ng patient, kumbaga, para hindi na ma-maintain yung phobia at ma-overcome na, ini-expose, konti-konti na ini-expose yung individually specific phobia doon sa stimuli. So, hindi na na-enforce dapat yung avoidance response. So, pero ganito yung nangyayari kung bakit people with specific phobia tumatagal yung kanilang fear or yung extreme anxiety because iwas nga sila ng iwas doon sa object or situation na nagkakos sa kanila ng anxiety. Dahil nga unpleasant, very unpleasant yung feeling nila. So, dahil unpleasant, iniiwasan nila. And dahil iniiwasan nila, na may maintain. Hindi na na-overcome. So, that is operant conditioning. I will end my brief discussion by giving some takeaway from my readings. First is that let us remember that not all people who have pain or trauma paired with a situation develop a phobia, and that there are multiple pathways to phobias. Some phobias are closely associated with the emotion of disgust. Research evidence suggests that high level of disgust sensitivity have been found to be associated with small animal phobias in general. Thus, the specific phobia is acquired in different ways. So there is no single explanation for specific phobia according to multiple pathways to phobias. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from my brief discussion.